to bear this loss. Mheshimiwa Maingi, yes, I served with KIRAITU as senator, but I also served with them in the National Assembly because we were in the same parliament from the year 2008. And we've walked a journey politically together, and I would want to say he's a reliable man. Thank you very much, and may God give peace to the family. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate Senator Mo. Asante sana. KIRAITU MURUNGI has served in many offices, in many public offices. He has served in many government departments. And when he was serving as senator, Governor was Honorable His Excellency Peter Gatirao Mwenya, who is in the House. Mheshimiwa, it's your turn to give your condolences.
Mheshimiwa KIRAITU MURUNGI, former Governor of Meru County, distinguished mourners, ladies and gentlemen, may I also, on my own behalf and on behalf of my family, give my heartfelt condolences to Mheshimiwa KIRAITU MURUNGI and his family at this very, very painful moment when he has lost his dear daughter. It is a very sad moment for a parent, for KIRAITU and his wife and his children. And we are all parents, many of us, and we know how it is difficult to describe that kind of a loss, especially a very young, promising, in fact, his last born daughter. But they say nobody knows the day, the hour, or the time. It is just our expectations that we live long. Everybody has that expectation. But God is the one who determines how long we live here. But that doesn't make it less painful when you lose your dear one. So Mheshimiwa KIRAITU, tuko na wewe, Mungu akupe nguvu pamoja na familia ya kukubali haya ambayo yametokea. Pia mke wangu ambaye ni wa karibu sana na familia ya KIRAITU aliniambia pia nipeane rambirambi zake. Alikuwa anajua familia kwa karibu sana, alikuwa anajua Anita kwa karibu sana. Nimesema pole sana kwa familia. Sisi sote tumekuja hapa kukupea hiyo upendo wetu, ndio usikie sisi kama binadamu wenzako na marafiki wako tumesikia vibaya wewe kupoteza mtoto wako, na tuko na pamoja na wewe. At least that is all that we can do to show you our love and our solidarity with you at this very, very difficult time. Pia nilikuja, mimi ni kiongozi wa chama cha PNU ambazo Mheshimiwa KIRAITU wakati moja alikuwa Secretary General, na niko na wanachama wakilishi hapa ambao wanaweza tu kusimama. Pia ni marafiki wa Mheshimiwa KIRAITU ambao wameweza kufika hapa. vigumu kuwataja wote, lakini kuna Alfred Bario pale ambaye ni rafiki wa Kiraitu wa karibu sana, Bwana Linus, Bwana Mutua Pius, Dr. Moria na Bwana Mugira na hao wengine. Mungu akubariki, Mungu akupe nguvu ya kukubali, and may Anita dance with the angels. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Wakati moja tulikuwa na Munya na Kiraitu tunaimba pamoja katika bus. Tulikuwa kwa bus moja zote, na our chief organizer for the bus party was Bwana Abwana. Abwana, si useme kitu tu dakika moja.
My boss, Your Excellency, Kiraitu MURUNGI, distinguished Munas, na wageni wote na wanabasi, habari zenu. Good evening. Basi, hiyo ndio salamu yetu ya wanabasi ambayo Mheshimiwa Kiraitu MURUNGI amekuwa awapati linda. Mimi nimekuwa nikitumika kama executive director mpaka last week, ambapo His Excellency Governor Mutuma Ntwethingia aliniteua kama chief of staff. Kwa hivyo up to last week nimekuwa nikifanya kazi na chama cha basi na Mheshimiwa Kiraitu, and people know hakuna basi bila Kiraitu. So Kiraitu has been very instrumental, and Your Excellency, we are mourning with you. And I actually now I will take the honor of saying the bus members wasimame. Najua wengi wapo naona hapa basi MCs is the minority party in the assembly, kindly stand up. Asante sana. And as I sit down, asante, mnaweza kuketi. My relationship with His Excellency Kiraitu is very personal and very cordial. I want to kind of declare that I have a candy in my house. And any time I'm coming to see His Excellency Kiraitu, I would tell her that I'm going to see Abau. So, and she could also ask me about, she also tell me about Abau. So that is how we refer to His Excellency in my house, His Excellency Kiraitu, because he is indeed our father. So I want to say, when we are mourning, we are also mourning. But may the Lord give you grace. And as I sit down, I am a poet. I will just a verse in honor of Anita. Anita, tulikupenda, katupenda kwa yakini, mema uliyoyatenda yatandumu aushini. Upendo wako wa dhati daima tutakumbuka. Mola mulaze Anita mahali pema peponi. Asante.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Bwana. Now that you are a poet, unaimba mashairi. Hiyo mashairi inaimbango na Kimiru pia. Mashairi jamba kuimba Kimiru. Maybe that is something you should try, because I've always heard mashairi being sung in Kiswahili. I now want to give this opportunity to the sitting members of Parliament, and I want to request their chairman, Mheshimiwa Wabori, my friend and brother Mugambi Rendikiri, to moderate that time. The bar has been set. Do not let it drop.
Thank you very much. All protocol observed. Our dear father, mentor, our voice of listen, former governor, former senator, former member of parliament, Mheshimiwa Kiraitu MURUNGI. On behalf of all the members of parliament of Meru County who are here, and I can see them here, please, I'll ask them to stand and perhaps come forward. I can see Mheshimiwa Mpolo, or Mheshimiwa Rahim, please come forward. Sorry. That gentleman looks like Mheshimiwa Mpolo. We came, Your Excellency, former Governor of Meru County, to identify ourselves with you. So the Bible says, particularly during this time of mourning, the pain of death is in your heart. The pain of death is in the heart of Mama Priscilla. The pain of death is in the hands of the siblings of Anita and the entire MURUNGI family. It will not be easy to describe how we feel ourselves because we are not in the state that you are. It's only you and God who is feeling the loss of this beautiful girl. On behalf of myself, the members of Parliament, and the great people of Bori, please accept our condolences. When I see you, and I know you present a club called The Happiness, and today I can see the smile on your face, it tells me the intensity of the loss. We pray the Almighty God will start with you and your family as you navigate through this loss. We shall exit this hall, we shall exit your compound. It is only God who will be left with you. For us is to pray to the mighty God to hold you as the day comes to a close. Governor, you are a point of listen to us. And I think you can see by the constituent of the people who have come today, it's only one person missing in the hierarchy of leadership of politics in this country. And mnajua ni nani? The entire Meru is here. And that shows how and what you have done to this country, to this county. Bro, it's hard. It's hard. We can't speak more than that. Rahim.
Asante Chairman. Mpigeni tu makofi tafadhali. Your Excellency, the Governor, former Governor, Honorable KIRAITU, our Regional Commissioner, Your Lordship, Presiding Judge, my colleague, political leaders, and the clergy here with the bishops, all the bishops and reverends and fathers, na fellow mourners, Bwana asifiwe. Let me first bring condolences to one of my political mentors, Honorable KIRAITU MURUNGI. We've been in the trenches with him for 20 years, and I've come today with my wife. Let her just stand and just wave. Honorable KIRAITU, I have known him for more than 20 years. I said he was one of my political mentors, the other one being Honorable David Muiradia. And we started off with NAC Kenya, then PNU. I was the chairman of PNU, the old PNU, not the new one. I was the chairman for Nordimenti, all the way up to Timau, up to Nyanyuki. I was the chairman at that time. And I have always been with Honorable KIRAITU because I wanted to surpass his record of 30 years. I've been in politics 20 years, chosen 4 times as in the elections
He has won 6 elections, I've won 4, so I've not reached his target yet. But he always taught me how to do politics. It's only twice I did not listen to him, because there were times he told me once, with Al-Haji is here, I think he's there, he wanted me to become the deputy governor, first deputy governor of Honorable Munya at that time, so that I could leave the seat for the late Silas Muriuki in Bas. But we have been together all along. And the first time I met Anita was when we went in a caravan in town. Anita was there, and my daughter Alicia was there, and they became friends that day. She's 25, my daughter's 23, and she's given her condolences, Your Excellency, to you and Mama Priscilla, because losing a child, we say children bury parents and not parents bury children. And it's very sad today. And it reminds me, I think the clergy is here, I have done theology, so I will just quote one verse of the Bible. Romans 14, 7 and 8 say, we do not live for ourselves, we do not die for ourselves. So whether we live or we die, it is for the Lord. So we leave Anita to our Lord, and we shall meet her. Na mimi pia msiseme mimi pia nitaenda wakati Yesu atakuja, mimi pia ninaenda na yeye, lakini siendi saa hii. It's sad to lose such a young girl, and Mheshimiwa Kiraitu, you being the Chief Happiness Officer, I think it's very sad for you, but I know how you will overcome the loss, because it is God's will. I don't want to say more than that. I say pole kwa Mama Priscilla in absentia, and hopefully things will be good for you and the family. Thank you, and God bless. Mainge? And Mainge, that is now the regional commissioner, not the county commissioner any longer. Auma.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rahim. Mheshimiwa Rahim, najua yeye ni biashara, ni mwanasiasa, lakini sikujua hapo na ujuzi wa kuweka mawe. I have added to the list of your skills. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rahim. And now, like you have rightly put it, before I call our regional commissioner, I would like to invite the presiding judge of the High Court of Meru, Justice Githinji. If it was in his jurisdiction, I would have said, all arise.
Asante sana. Kuna mmoja anasema hapa nimkumbuke akiwa mhalifu. Na hajui akija akiwa mhalifu nitamfunga tu. Yes, my name is Stephen Gevenji, presiding judge, Meru High Court. And on behalf of the judicial staff and judicial officers, let me bring our condolences to Honorable KIRAITU MURUNGI, former governor of Meru. But the reason why I am here, although I had judgments to write this evening, is because I served in this town as a senior resident magistrate in the year 2009, 2010, and 2011. At those days, I was sitting in a very small courthouse, and it was quite disturbing. We felt it was not enough for us. I started thinking of how we could have a modern law court in Gobo. I talked to KIRAITU MURUNGI, and he was really very determined to ensure that we got a plot. He managed to get me 1 acre, and I posed the Chief Justice then, Honorable Mutunga, and now we have the court that rests in that plot that is serving you today. So currently we are happy because the Court of Appeal in Meru will be sitting there for lack of space within the Meru High Court. So that court is serving Gobo people well, and we shall have the Court of Appeal sitting there. So for that, I'll forever be grateful to Honorable KIRAITU MURUNGI, even as I do my rounds within the country serving. I always remember the effort he made to ensure that we have a modern courthouse. Honorable KIRAITU MURUNGI, God will bless you, God will give you strength. I was even surprised today when I came, you still told me we need to do external works to that court. So you have not forgotten about development, even irrespective of what is happening to you currently. So thank you very much. God bless you. We shall start together with you, and God will give you the strength you need at this particular time. Asanteni sote, tuchunge sheria ili tusigwarane. Si ndio? Asanteni.
Asante sana, Honorable Justice Idinji, for those very kind words. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when you are working somewhere and the people you are working with gets a promotion, if you are a good person, you rejoice with them. Ama namna gani? Si ndio? And Meru County will now go into the books of history as having produced a regional commissioner. Our county commissioner has been promoted and is now a regional commissioner, Eastern. Situpigia makofi. And I have the pleasure now to invite him to give his condolences and his remarks. Welcome, Karibu, Jacob Ouma, our regional commissioner. Karibu.
Basi, Excellency KIRAITU MURUNGI, former Governor of Meru, and on the same protocol, Excellency Munya, equally former Governor Meru, viongozi wa tabaka mbalimbali wakiwemo wabunge wa bunge la kitaifa, wakiwemo wabunge wa bunge la gatuzi, jaji msimamizi wa mahakama kuu yetu katika gatuzi la Meru, meza ya viongozi wetu wa dini ambayo naona wanametameta metumetu na wametupa chakula cha roho mwanzoni, mabibi na mabwana, habari za usiku. Namwona rafiki yangu Bwana Gitonga, mtu wa URIA. Hamjambo wangwana? Langu mimi nimekuja hapa leo kuweza kujumuika naye mzee KIRAITU MURUNGI, sisi tukiwa jamii ya utawala na hali kadhalika jamii ya serikali kuu. Naomba kwa heshima zote, kwa sababu wengine wote hawajaharibu muda na mimi nisije nikaingia katika mtego wa kuharibu muda, naomba wale makamishna wa gatuzi ndogo ambao wako hapa waweze kusimama na ninaomba tafadhali dakika moja njooni, kwa sababu ninyi mmekuwa mkiniwakilisha katika mambo yote. Akienda tuwe nyoiwa koroge ukanihenya wewe ukanihenya dabo. Naomba nisije nikatamka majina yao vibaya, wacha nao waseme jina tu, na akisema jambo lingine zaidi, najua sasa madaraka yameongezeka, mambo yanaweza kukupata.
Thank you, sir. Richard Tuwe, DCC hapo Geta. Poleni sana.
Thank you, sir. My name is Mary Mwangi, Deputy County Commissioner in Nandi South, the host. All the HODs, national government, nimeona a few HODs kama education. Kama uko hapa na unafanya na serikali kuu na hujatajwa, please stand. Aya, tuwapigie makofi. Thank you.
Asante kwa niaba yenu wote ambao umejumuika katika maandalizi ya kuweza kumsindikiza binti yetu ambaye ametuacha. Asanteni na shukrani. Hiyo Mheshimiwa Excellency Kiraitu, niruhusu kwa unyenyekevu na kukwakwa na kwa kugodeza kichwa niweze kukufikishia risala zangu na risala za jamii ambayo naisimamia, jamii ambayo ama kwa hakika imeweza kufaidika kwa sababu ya bidii zako katika enzi mbalimbali ambazo ulikuwa katika uongozi katika nyadhifa mbalimbali. Kupotea kwa binti wako najua ni mzigo wa ziada, ni donda na huzuni, lakini sisi kwa sababu ya wema ambao wewe umetutendea, maafisi ya watawala mengi yalijengwa wakati wa enzi yako ukiwa mjumbe na hali kadhalika. Masuala mengi sana haswa hata wa leo tunaposhiriki kupanua na kueneza serikali zetu nyanjani, majengo ambayo wewe uliyajenga katika miaka ile ambapo labda mtu asingeelewa unafanya nini, yamekuwa ya manufaa kwetu. Nafikiri sisi tunaomboleza na wewe na kubeba mzigo na wewe, japo ni mzito, lakini Mwenyezi Mungu jalia aljalia, mwenye kuneemesha, atakuguza na kukupa neema, kuangazia mwanga na kukupa joto katika moyo wako. Ndugu zanguni, tuzidi kuomba pamoja na mzee wetu, mzee wa happiness, ili Mwenyezi Mungu licha ya huzuni ambayo tuko nayo aweze kurejeshea faraja yake na furaha yake. Na mwisho kabisa, kwa heshima zote, Excellency Kiraitu na watu wetu wa Meru, niruhusu katika kikao hiki andu wetu nimuciokerie ngatho cia mwanya kwa sababu mulinichukua kama mtoto wenu nilipokuja hapa tarehe 12 Februari miaka 2 iliyopita. Mifika ulikuwa waziri, unanipea mboga. Siku hizi umeenda huko unipei mboga, tutajua hiyo maneno baadaye. Munya amekuwa ni waziri hata wakati nilipokuwa DC bado tulikuwa tunakuwa na yeye na wengine viongozi wengi. Niruhusu kusema jamii hii ya watu ambao wamevalia magwanda na misalaba mizito mizito wamekuwa msaada kwetu katika maombi na katika shughuli zetu. Andu vetu ningumuciokeria ngatho, munombere Murungu twende kuitea andu vetu ngugi katika the next level. Mwenyezi Mungu aliweza kuinua mkono wake, na kwa upendo wenu wajumbe walio hapa ambao wamekuwa msaada kwangu, ikasemekana kwamba Ouma apewe mamlaka lakini asiondoke hapa, na nikapewa hayo mamlaka na ikawa sijaondoka hapa. Bwana Mushui, niko hapa Embu na nitutaendelea kuitanguge ya kudhiria wamba wa indo jetu na no mwangate dhirie ngugio kwa mtu rombere mtu kwa tenjara atongeria utindeto mambo ya siasa. Watoto wa Meru wako na haki, and I want to say this without fear of contradiction. Watoto wa Meru wako na haki kulumbana wakitafuta viti, kwa sababu huwa ni mfumo wa katiba na iko katika mipangilio yetu ya taratibu zetu. na hivyo basi utidhina, lakini situfanye hii maneno kwa upole na kwa amani. Na kwa hayo mengi leo nimeona amani. Kama ingekuwa inakaa namna hiyo, hata polisi wangetoka na rungu. Mungu atubariki. Msichana wetu alale mahali pema. Asanteni.
Asante sana, makofi zaidi kwa regional commissioner wetu. Huyo tutamwandika kwa Mera Book of Records, Mjaluo wa kwanza kuongea Kemeru sanifu. I want to thank all of you who have had occasion to speak. Vile tulikubaliana, you have been very good people. And deliberately, the people who are doing the program omitted somebody to give a vote of thanks. And they said, Mheshimiwa, His Excellency Governor KIRAITU MURUNGI will give his few remarks and move a vote of thanks, as now we ask Father to pray for the light for the last prayers. So, Your Excellency, kuja useme tu kitu kidogo, tusimame, tumkaribishe.
God is good and all the time. Tafadhali tukae. Viongozi wetu wa kanisa, the clergy, honorable members of Parliament, the Speaker of the County Assembly and all the MCAs, viongozi wa serikali kuu wakiongozwa by our brother, the County Commissioner in DCCs here, viongozi wetu wa community wale wako hapa na mjamboni. Mechanganyikiwa kidogo, bit confused, and I ask you for permission to be human, to be myself. It's a situation like this, I can be allowed to be confused, because mambo ni hivyo. Somebody was telling me the other day, mtu anakaa daktari amolio ligwa ataka wa mwandigo huu. So it leaves even a doctor confused mtu atakomenya. So kenyani ndigo huu at this particular time. Before I forget, allow me to congratulate our brother, the County Commissioner. I think I've seen many county commissioners here, but so far, I think you're being the best. Like if you're not the only ones you have seen, even your bosses have seen. That is why they have promoted you and they made you a regional commissioner. But our joy is that we are in Mbali, Embu, because we pass through Embu to come to Meru, go to Nairobi, we can ununua sufuria kubwa so that we can be coming to drink tea in Embu. And because you are taking care of very many counties and districts, ukisikia kilio kutoka Meru tunajua utakimbia hapa kwanza before you go to other places. So ni Mungu tu ametujalia hata sisi wa Meru, akatuma ndugu yetu huko Embu. So asante sana, we really appreciate. Now allow me to very briefly thank the committee which has organized this. Life is full of surprises. Sikujua nakuja kukutana na viongozi wengi, all full of people. Kimathi told me tunapanga hapa kidogo, tutakunywa chai tukongoje. I thought it was just the committee and a few of my friends. So thank you so much, you and your committee. You have really surprised me. Can we appreciate them? This girl, she's called Anita Kendi. We have a very, very special relationship with her. She was born 11 years after my last other children. So you can imagine, when she was born, all my other children were in boarding school. So she was the only one at home. So one of the other girls quit the boarding school so that she can come and stay with the baby. And she brought so much joy to our family. I think some of you know because they were even there when she was being born. Felicity know because we have been together for a long time. Kina Sekodina, Alawaj, you know this story. What a wonderful joy and warmth she gave us as parents. Because every other child could carry her, there was competition. In November, then my son always go and grab, and he loved football, the manu. So anachukua mtoto, then we go and watch the games. Then when the goals are being scored, he forgets and throws the baby. I want to cut the story short. Came for Anita to go to school. Anita was a brilliant kid. She did in 3 primary schools. She was number 1 in every school that she went. She did 2 secondary schools. She was number 1 in every school she went. She liked reading. We have a library at home, and the 2 people were competing for space. That library, it was me and Anita. And she's given homework. She cannot sleep until she has finished. And nobody is pushing her, because as you know, I was in Meru most of the times. Then sometimes they go to a bookshop. She buys a storybook. Then before she gets home, she says she has finished reading the book. Between the bookshop and home, she has finished the book. When it came to exams, Anita was what they call A-star. She's called A-star in every subject. And I think 2 years ago, about 3 years ago, she was number 1 in chemistry in Kenya. So when it came to university, because she had scored A-star in all the subjects, she could do well in science, she could do well in arts. She herself did not quite know what to do. So she applied to 6 universities in 3 continents. And she was taken in all the universities, top universities. Canada, UK, US. So initially she wanted to be an engineer, and she was to go to the University of Buffalo in Canada. I even paid for deposits for accommodation there. But I don't know, last minute, my other first daughter is a lawyer, she convinced her to be a lawyer. So because she had been admitted to London School of Economics, she came and told me now she had decided to be a lawyer and go to London School of Economics. So it's me nalipa fees, anaenda London School of Economics, and she studied law for 1 year, and she passed all the exams. But then after 1 year, she came home with all her things and told me she's not going back there. So I asked her, what? And she says she has discovered this law is too boring. These lawyers have endless arguments, and they don't really help people. They just confuse them. So he said she wanted, she had decided to do a course which can help people in a practical, tangible way. Ask one. Then she had already applied to another university and got admission to study medicine. So she moved to Manchester, to University of Lancashire, and then in the medical school. So I tried to argue with her to complete the Ross Arrow because it was 2 years to finish at the London School of Economics. Akasema hawezi kwenda huko. So now I was to pay fees to the medical school in Lancashire. And she went there and she studied hard. She passed all the exams. And then the university, their medical course was 6 years, but divided into 2. The first 3 years, they give you a degree called BSc, Bachelor of Medical Sciences. And then from there, now you can move, do the clinicals, and become a doctor. So after 3 years, and she got this degree, she came back and told me, the clinical work is good, but you know, these doctors only help a few people, especially the rich ones. So if you have a clinic, you only attend that you have the patients who come to you, and it's not every person. So she had discovered the best thing to do is to do medical research, where you're developing new drugs, finding cure for other diseases. She was very impressed by the people who had discovered the cure for COVID, because remember, I almost died of COVID. So she said she wanted to go into medical research so that they can, be finding cure for chronic diseases, and that way you can have more impact in society. So now, can you disagree with that logic? If this is a person who really wants to have an impact in society. So we came, she was to go to school, back now to start the second phase now for medical research. This September. So, but then because there were a few months, she got an attachment at KEMRI, the Kenya Medical Research Institute. And she was very excited going there, and she became very willing to tell me what they were studying. And now, in the process, I think she overworked, got unwell, and the doctor said she didn't be admitted. So she was admitted for a week or so. And then she was given medication to come back home with it. So even as she was doing the attachment at KEMRI, she was still on medication. So one day she comes home, last Wednesday, there was a conference in Windsor of African women researchers, and women from all over, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa. So she was there as part of the KEMRI team. And she was very excited about, that conference. They were talking about public health finance. It's a big debate in Kenya. Judicial, all these things we are talking about. So then she came for me at home. And after she told me about the day, she says, Dad, I'm feeling a bit of headache. And when I took some tea, I felt like vomiting. I felt nausea. So I called my driver and told her to take her to Karen Hospital so that they can find out what it is. So they went to Karen Hospital, did some tests, gave her some medication. Then she came home just before midnight. And she said yes, she was feeling better. And then we had a chat kidogo. And then she says, now in midnight she'll go to sleep because she has to wake up very early the following day so that she can go back to a conference in Windsor. So she sorted to kind of Clara, and no issues at all. Mpaka sasa saa 10 ya usiku, here our house help knocking frantically at our door, so we go out. And then she doesn't talk to us, she just starts walking, so we follow her. So we go to Anita's home. We find her struggling. We try to talk to her. She's not talking, just pain. So we took her with the car again and took her to Nairobi Hospital at about 4 a.m. We trying to, of course, manage her in the car. But when we get to Nairobi Hospital, as a casualty, fortunately for us, I think some of you might know Dr. Nabea. Dr. Nabea was the one manning the casualties. So when he saw me come out of the car, he also came out. I don't know what he was doing near the door. So Kanyambia name, so I told him he's a girl. He came, they took her in, and then he called another colleague. Because sometimes he came and called me and told me, sorry, she has no pass. I can call her with that. So that's the story. It was bad. So that's as your safari sasa mpaka nimefika hapa. Okay, let me change the subject. You know, Anita was my daughter. But there are situations where the relationship of father and daughter did not apply between me and her. Because when it came to academics, we were competitors. Anita used to read widely. She was very knowledgeable on almost every subject. Philosophy, psychology, politics. She even got a voting card earlier this year. That's why I asked her now, who are you going to vote for when the elections come? He says nobody. He says all these candidates. Tells who she can vote for. So then I asked her, well, then why did you get the vote? She says she's waiting to see whether there will be another candidate, especially a younger one, who can come. If there is none, then she won't vote. Then she says, well, why are people reading philosophy? just confusion, things they don't know, things they will never know for sure, and things they can't change. So the other day we had a debate with her, so she asked me, what makes the sun hot? We had this debate about fuel and mafuta, money, electricity. The sun is very hot. What fuel does the sun use? So sikujua. So I tell her, let us Google. So we went to AI, and for sure they said it is caused by hydrogen, which after compression it causes helium, and that is what made the sun burn. So she says, who said, how do they know that it is hydrogen and helium in the sun? See, you can be nice, and people like you. So, what am I saying? Used to ask such deep questions, very, very, can I say, impossible, questions for us. When it came to psychology, because now, because of happiness studies, studying in psychology, initially trying to teach her kidogo, then she challenged me, she could go and study. And then, she has also studied a bit of medicine, so she knows more psychology than me. So eventually I agreed to be a student. So this is the kind of person that we are. Esther, a very bright person. I don't know what she would have become. And I've learned a few things from all this. First, I don't think any of us can really pretend to know much about this universe. It is so complex and uncertain, even as to why she has gone. I think these Christians are right when they say we should not ask those questions and leave them to God. Because some of the questions you ask, and you die before you get an answer yourself. So what I mean, so we leave it there. I'm talking to some other friends of mine who are at the university. And one was saying that Anita did what? Has died a meaningless death in a meaningless world. So we should not ask too much. You should just try to live the bit of life that we can understand. It is true, I've been seriously challenged because being a happiness officer, people think I should be happy even after the death of my daughter. But that's not the case. There's no life which is either continuously happy or continuously sad. Every life has a yes and no. There's happiness and sadness. And even a happy life will come to an end in one day. Everybody. I know we are taking people to hospital. There are a lot of hopes. But even that doctor will die at one time. Even the doesn't matter how much money you have, the best medical treatment you can have, one day, even with all that, a person is going to go. And I think we should adjust ourselves to that, to that reality. I'm the one, because in happening studies, we know there will be suffering and grief, there will be pain and suffering in each and every life, even in your own. In this world, either you are going to leave people, even the people you love, or they are going to leave you. Then nobody will not be left by somebody. Be left by your husband, by your wife, or like in my case, my child. Or I myself could have left her. So at the end, there's a journey which you have to do just alone, without anybody else. So we try to prepare people like that. No one, come to us in someone, like what we are doing with the COVID. They try to inoculate you so that when the disease comes, it finds you stronger in your cells. So in happiness studies, we try to inoculate people against grief and try them to understand pain. And we say, pain grows. Pain has its life. And after some time, it will die. With the time, pain also grows. It grows old. Initially, it is very strong. As the time goes, pain also dies. Even if you don't do much about it, but how much noise you make, the pain will go at a time. So when this happened to me, that's when I discovered many of the things we read from books. There's a difference. You have to go through it yourself to understand. You have to live it. You have to experience it. I've lost my father. I've lost my mother. But I've not been at this point in the valley as I am now with my daughter. The first 2 days I could not speak. But for the last 1 week, I've had many people coming to see me. Even your governor came, and the other people, and the other bishops, and a lot of friends. We have been with them all through. So today, even my wife and I could talk in the church. And now I'm strong enough even to talk to you, this evening. Not to get the Kejaman the presiding bishop of the Methodist Church came to encourage me yesterday. And when he came, he said there's something they are calling now the Ministry of Presence. He says you don't have to talk to anybody. Be there. The person will see you. Then he sees you are not alone. Even when Jesus went to pray at the garden, garden of Gethsemane or somebody, he told the disciples, just to stay and watch. You could not share the pain with them, but you wanted them to be there. So he told me I was also come in my Ministry of Presence. And then he told me about Job. Job who lost to his children, who lost to his property, and he himself was very sick. He was a man who has suffered more than any other man. But then he had 3 people. I don't remember their names now. 3 friends, who came to stand with him and strengthen him. So those came to the Ministry of Presence. So I want to thank you, my brothers and sisters, Janja Asante Sana, County Commissioner, MPs, my brother there. Your presence at this moment in my life means a lot. I think as I just can finish again because I went to do the job after Judicial. The way it opens, Job chapter 1, in verse 21, which says, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I returned to my mother's return there, to my mother's womb. The Lord gave, the Lord takes, blessed be the name of the Lord. That's the space I'm in now. And once I feel like that, I feel released. Okay, of course, Anita keeps coming to me at night. It will take some time, but I can understand the process. So I'll go do it. And thank you, my brothers and sisters, for studying with me. So don't dismiss happiness studies. It teaches you how to face this eventuality when it comes. And you know it is inevitable. It will come. We are arresting Anita on Friday at home at Kionyo. We have decided to put her next to my mother, so that when I visit my mother, I can also visit my daughter. As many of you were able to come to join us in that final stretch of the journey, MWARI and others, a lot of friends are coming from Nairobi. I would really be happy for us to walk that journey together. I was told to give a vote of thanks by Mheshimiwa Mengi. Mengi has been a good MC. Can we give him a big hand? For the rest of you, I don't want to give any vote of thanks. There was a minister called Francis Rotondo from Pokot. He was Minister for Forestry when we were in Parliament. So the forest officers here became raw. He started stealing the forest, cutting trees of Yovio. So we called Rotondo to come to Meru. And so we told him what had happened. He went and saw. So he came to County Hotel and he said he has sacked all of them on the spot. But from now, what the wild. So we are so happy to get my panga mbuzi tukamletea. He said, no, I don't want a goat. He said, where they come from, alikuja kufanya kazi. Utamwalika siku ingine for coming to eat a good. And when we can thank him, tunaweza siku ingine for thanks. So that's what I want to do. Hii kamati ilimuita hapa leo ituita tuomboleze. I appreciate that. After some time nikipata nafuu nitawatuma tena wamuite nyinyi yote vile mko hapa. We spend a day for me to thank you. Asanteni sana. For now, bye-bye.
Let us appreciate His Excellency. Personally, I didn't think he would be that strong. But ile maombi yote mmeomba, individually, in fellowships, in all places that you have met and prayed that God remembers the family of Governor KIRAITU, they are bearing fruits. He has spoken with a lot of strength, and he's given his own testimony that this is the lowest he has ever sunk in his life. And to be lifted from that pit to where he is, it takes the hand of God. Let us appreciate him and appreciate the Lord who has invited him. Now, as we come to the end of this program, I wish to acknowledge that the Member of Parliament for this area, South Imenti, Dr. Shadrach Mwit, is not with us, but I'm told his office is here with us.
Yeah, you've not seen Dr. is a member of the funeral committee. They have also been planning in Nairobi. We were with him yesterday. The whole week we have been together, and he is coming on Friday with other members of Parliament. So I think we don't see him here. He has been very deeply involved in these arrangements. Yes, Anthony.
I'm also told that there are members from his office who are here. So if they are here, just stand to appreciate ofisi ya mheshimiwa tuko hapa. Asante sana. May God bless you. So now we are coming to the end. We want to commit ourselves to God as we did at the beginning, because God has been gracious. MWARI TV.